I was taught as a young age, the scariest person is the most dangerous one in the room.
Oh, I see, yes. I used to with people because from my experience, I know anybody's capable of killing you.
The Will Smith slapgate had the entire world shocked, but there was one person who isn't fazed by it, and that person is the legendary Mike Tyson. The boxer has recently opened up about how he wasn't really shocked or even surprised when Will actually slapped Rock across the face. But we can be sure that he definitely would have handled it differently to Chris. While Chris Rock decided to be quiet about it and retaliate later on stage in his comedy special, if Mike was in his position, things would have gotten really bad real fast for Smith. Wait till you hear what Tyson had to say about the slap and how he would have reacted. Spoiler alert, it would have gotten physical, with one of them landing in the hospital. But before we get into it, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to never miss out on any new videos. It's free and helps us tremendously bring out new content for your enjoyment. So hear me out. I think the reason why fans can't get enough of everything Tyson has to say on the subject is because he's playing it super diplomatically. Initially, his reaction and statement led us to believe that he was Team Chris. But recently, he's dropped some more bombs that indicate that maybe he might be with Will on this one. Now, this is pretty interesting because all of the other celebrities in the industry chose a side and stuck with it since day one. Meanwhile, Mike Tyson has kind of been teetering back and forth. But why? Well, some say he just doesn't want to get on the bad side of either Will Smith or Chris Rock, so he's playing it safe. There's a whole lot of talk about Tyson, but what we want to know is, what did he really say? Right after the slap, tons of celebrities took to different platforms to express their outrage for Will or Chris, and Tyson was one of them. And let's not forget about his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, where he weighed in on the whole Will Smith slapping Chris Rock situation. During the interview, Kimmel asked Tyson for his thoughts on the whole Will Smith and Chris Rock debacle, and Tyson gave his honest opinion. He said,
I don't know if he felt it was necessary to do it. If he's not shocked, I'm not shocked.
Now, some people might have thought that Tyson's response was a little cold, but honestly, it's really not a surprise to hear that from him. The guy punched a drunk passenger on a plane because he wouldn't leave Tyson alone. And get this, it went down just a few weeks after the Academy Awards. But that wasn't his only statement. Just recently, he made another one, and it made some jaws drop. On Mike Tyson's latest podcast episode, one of his guests brought up the whole Will Smith and Chris Rock thing and asked Mike what he thought about it. Mike, being the wise man that he is, diplomatically said,
Well, I wouldn't be talking about his wife.
Yeah.
But he did have some thoughts about how the situation would have played out if he were the host instead of Chris. According to Mike,
No, so he wouldn't hit me, no.
Then the conversation took a dark turn. Mike said that he would knock out or even kill Chris if he had the chance. Of course, he quickly clarified that he wouldn't actually get up from his seat to do so, but still, that's pretty intense. He said,
I wouldn't with me, but I wouldn't say nothing to me to with me.
All right.
He added that
I used to with people because from my experience, I know anybody's capable of killing you.
the topic then shifted to Will Smith. Both Mike and his guests discussed,
I was taught as a young age, the scariest person is the most dangerous one in the room.
Oh, I see, yes.
and they were surprised that Will, who is known for being a pretty chill guy, would even do something like that. But hey, maybe Will just had enough of Chris's jokes about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. But while Mike Tyson and others thought that Will would have never stepped up if Tyson was the host, there are some people who worked with Will who beg to differ. Recently, DJ Jazzy Jeff spilled all the tea on the FAQ podcast. He revealed some interesting facts about Will's personality. Apparently, Will is someone who isn't afraid to take risks.
Will is somebody that cliff dove in Jamaica and couldn't swim. Will was the person that whatever he's afraid of, he runs to. I ain't got that in me. I don't have that in me at all.
So much courage, in fact, that Jazzy Jeff claimed that Will would have slapped anyone who made a joke about his wife on the Oscar stage. And that includes...
Will would have slapped Mike Tyson.
Yeah, imagine Will Smith and Mike Tyson in a slap fight. That'd be unreal. Jazzy Jeff added,
It did not matter who was there. Will would have got his ass beat. But he was going to do what he was going to do regardless of who it was. It wasn't for fake. It wasn't for show. It was,
You understood where it came from.
I have to protect.
Yeah.
I got to protect. If that was a grizzly bear, he would have did it. I know him.
Meanwhile, it looks like other people are still speaking up about the whole slapgate situation. This time, it's people close to Chris Rock. Recently, Chris's brother, Tony Rock, called out Will Smith, saying that his claims that he reached out to apologize to Chris after the incident were a lie. During an interview on Big Boy TV, Tony refuted Will's claims, saying that they weren't true. According to Tony,
I think like 2 nights later, he said, I reached out to Chris and he didn't want to talk. That wasn't true.
Tony also expressed his disappointment that he had not received a call from Will, considering that they were friends and had worked together several times. Tony had kind of expected Will to reach out, saying that
he doesn't owe me anything. People keep saying he doesn't owe me anything. I just thought we were better than that. My phone number has never changed, so I just thought I'd get a phone call one day like, hey man, let's just, you and I just talk. It hasn't happened.
This isn't the first time that Tony has spoken out about the incident. In July 2022, he maintained that Will's decision to slap his brother had something to do with Jada Pinkett Smith's relationship with the late rapper Tupac Shakur. Yeah, during an interview on the Top Billin' with Bill Bellamy podcast, Tony explained that he didn't believe the slap was just a reaction to Chris's joke about Jada having alopecia. Tony pointed out
No, he wasn't embarrassed. He was. Everybody saw the footage, he laughed first, so that's not embarrassment.
Right.
He was laughing, and then in the time they cut to my brother and cut back, he was already up walking. So maybe it was the Jada look.
Right.
But I think that slap was the accumulation of him being slapped
On other levels.
on other levels. She commonly talks about Tupac, her relationship with Tupac. As a married man to this woman, you're like, damn, is what I'm doing not enough?
Honestly, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, considering Chris didn't mention anything about Tupac on stage, but I digress. It's still kind of unclear whether we'll ever get to the bottom of what happened between Chris Rock and Will Smith at the Oscars, but Tony's comments have certainly added fuel to the fire and kept the conversation going. It's actually kind of crazy how after all this time, tons of celebrities are coming up with different stances on the subject. We can't help but wonder if the slap was a reaction to Chris's joke, or if there really was something going on behind Chris and Will. I mean, the way Chris retaliated was pretty intense too. On his comedy special, he literally called Will and Jada bitches. So there's definitely something going on. I mean, Rock was super pissed. All in all, it looks like Will Smith isn't someone to mess with when it comes to his wife. And like Mike Tyson said, to see the quietest person in the room react like that, like who knows how Smith may react in the future. What do you think of the entire scenario? Comment down below and let us know. And if you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week, where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.
You saw the special, you saw the pain in my brother's face when he kept saying, yo, I love this guy. I've always loved this dude. I have loved this dude for years. We've always championed this guy. He was the guy. We was like, yo, we made it when he, like, we would collectively as black people, black and brown people, we would look at Will like, yo, we made it.
Yeah.